everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, For Women, by Women. The goal of our podcast is to start meaningful conversations with women who are making a difference in their respective industries and paving the way for young women to follow in their groundbreaking path.
The founders of this club, Sabrina Canali and Tiffany Ang, created the Women in Business Club in January of 2021. Our mission is to empower and inform young women about gender inequality in the workplace so we as a community can strive to make a change. Today's episode features Mrs. Totten, also known as my mom, and the owner of Sassaries, a fashion-based shop that sells accessories and more.
First off, thank you so much for being on our podcast. Jasmine and I thought it would be a perfect way to pick up the podcast from where we left off, and we have so many questions, so let's get started.
So do you want to say a little about yourself? Mom?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you want to say a little introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys for having me today. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So as Jasmine said, my name is Tracy Totten, and I am the owner of Sassaries Incorporated, which is a jewelry brand. We were founded back in 2013. This March will make 10 years in business. This is a women-owned business, and I am the CEO of the company. Our accessories helps women who want to find exclusive, limited pieces by avoiding fast fashion and enhancing their overall personal style.
Okay, so we have a few questions for you today, and anyone can feel free to ask. But our first question is, what inspired you to go into jewelry making?
What inspired me to go into business was simply wanting to find a means of additional income. As we know, with working salaries, sometimes we want to have extra money to have a cushion to do more things. And so I wanted to find a way where I can take money from my salary and pretty much double it by having a side business.
Did you always want to go into business?
Yes, I pretty much wanted to go into business after watching my mom, who worked for the United States Postal Company for 30 plus years. And after work, she would also sell dinners, and she started a catering company. And so for me, seeing that at a very young age, I got to see my mom work full time, have 4 children, work for the post office, and on her spare time, she started a catering business, and we all got to help her serve customers for weddings and events as well.
Yeah, so like being a woman in business, but also balancing life as, outside of business, how do you cope with that? Like, how do you balance your work life and your family life?
Sometimes it can be challenging, but I pretty much like to keep a good schedule. I do work in healthcare full time Monday through Friday. So normally when I finish work about 5:36, I'll jump on my personal computer and I'll focus about 2 hours on my personal business. And I also automate a lot of things as far as like the social media and marketing for the brand. So I'll automate emails and I'll automate all my social media posts, so that they're scheduled to go out at certain times and certain days where my audience is more active online.
Did you have any doubts before starting to build your business?
I definitely had a little bit of doubt, not too much. I was very confident that my personal style would be received by a lot of other customers. The doubt that I had was pretty much financially. I didn't know how much expenses would cost to start a brand.
Our next question is, did you ever have any business prior to Serene's?
I did. Sassaries is actually my third business. When I was in college, the first business I had was what they call flipping sneakers. So you guys are wearing Air Jordans right now. I used to collect these Air Jordans and get limited sizes and then resell them, hold on to them for a couple of years, and get an upsell price. So I would sell those at consignment shops like Flight Club. I don't know if you guys heard of that company. They've been around for a long time. So I used to have Flight Club sell my sneakers, and when customers would purchase them, I would get commission for those items. After selling sneakers in college, I went on to doing a candy business, which was called Totten's Treats, and I would make favors for baby showers. Years ago, people used to have lollipops for baby showers, And like chocolate covered strawberries, I started doing that on the side. And then I founded Sassaries in 2013.
So we want to know, what are your tips for creating and growing a business?
I couldn't hear that last question.
What are your tips for creating and growing a business?
Tips for creating and growing a business?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is really know what business you want to create and make sure that it's not just because your friends are doing something or you see other social media influencers and such making money off of it. It should definitely be something that you personally connect with and that you can relate to. That way you'll have longevity in the brand because it is not a trend. Another thing I would say is after you research the brand that you want to be in, check, come up with names for the company, brainstorm. You can have a small circus focus group with friends and family and just pitch your ideas to family members to see if this is something they will want to potentially support as well as invest in.
And since you've had multiple businesses now, is there anything that you would like go back in the past and change about a certain business that you had to make it like
Well,
better?
with this current business, only thing I would change is doing extensive research because from trial and error. For example, when I first started shipping out items, I was shipping things from the post office and not using the website. Websites now have access to shipping discounts for businesses. When I first started, I wasn't aware of those things on the back end. And so I would go to the post office with products and pay twice as much to ship out these items, which cut my profits in half. So once I learned more about how to ship my products more efficiently, this gave me a better opportunity to have more of a profit.
How long did it take you to come up with your current business idea?
It took approximately 2 weeks. I had purchased a book called Girl, Make Your Money Work For You. And the author name was Glenda Bridgeport. So I purchased this book from Amazon, and in the book, the author talks about having small money from your paycheck, like I stated, and putting it aside to start a business. They talked about how you can make your own jewelry, how to go into candle businesses, thrifting, consignment shops, different ways you can make extra money. So after I read the book, then I took off 2 weeks from work and I focused on coming up with the name, Sassaries, which I created. I also looked into trademarking the name, which I own. The next thing I did was, like I stated, asked a couple of friends, would they be interested in purchasing some jewelry from me? Where can I find out how to sell my jewelry on Etsy or trade shows and things of that nature? So yeah, it took about 2 weeks to come up with the name. I also trademarked everything within 2 weeks. And to pretty much form my LLC, everything cost around $300.
Being a woman in the industry, have you ever encountered any gender norms that you needed to break?
Definitely with becoming a woman in business, especially a minority-owned business, sometimes we are not aware of certain grants and funds that would be helpful for us. Late last year, I actually was chosen out of 170 businesses to partner with Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has pledged to support 1 million minority-owned businesses going forward. So with this program, they gave us grant money, funding, visibility, and information on other banks that can partner with your business to help you grow and to get more exposure. Before Goldman Sachs, there definitely was a lot of banks and companies that would not particularly go to first a business like myself, minority owned, to help you out with any capital or any funds to grow your business. So I would have to generally rely on my community and as well as just research a little bit more on how to get funding and more exposure.
Could you tell us why you named your business Sassaries and if there's any special meaning behind it?
Yeah, sure. So growing up, I would get a lot of jewelry and accessories from thrift shops and things like that. When I was around your age, I didn't want to wear what everyone wore in high school that I went to. We didn't wear a uniform. So in order to stand out, I would go to thrift shops and get pieces from 1970s and the 80s and just remix those flares and just have jewelry that stand out. So my friends and peers would always say, your look is always so sassy, so sassy. So when I came up with selling accessories, I just pretty much took the word as being sassy, which was like my confidence in selling accessories. And that's how I created the word Sassaries.
What advice would you give to somebody who is trying to become a business owner?
Say that again. What advice
What
would,
advice would you give someone who's trying to become a business owner?
again, I would say to, like, if any of you guys here wanted to become a business owner, definitely speak it over with your family first. Also check to see if you have the capital and money to do so. Again, an idea is free, so you can definitely jot down ideas. You can research in Google and do any search to see how that market is doing right now. You can do word searches to see, say, if you wanted to sell hair, like the hair and beauty industry is a $13 trillion business. So there's always room to make money in like health and beauty fields. If you want to, after you create your business, again, you can have a focus group with your friends and family to see if they like your idea and if they would support you.
So we talked about like your current status in business and everything, but I know from like, you know, being my mom, like you had your storefront, and would you ever want to have like a storefront again to sell your jewelry?
Yeah, so I did have a storefront several years ago, and at that time, I had shared the space with a friend. If I ever was to have a storefront again, I probably would do it on my own, but having a store online is free. Having what they call a storefront / brick and mortar, you would then have to pay a landlord for rent. And so in order to keep more of my profits, right now, selling online and doing pop-up shops, vending events, I also host private jewelry parties, keeps more revenue in my business. So if I was to do a storefront, it would probably be down the line, but right now it is in a sense of urgency for that.
What have you learned on your journey in creating your business and just being in the field of business in general?
I've learned that as you grow your business, you'll start to notice that sometimes your friends may not support your business as well as a regular person would in the street. So you can't rely on a lot of friends and family to support your brand. You have to wholeheartedly believe in yourself, believe in your business and where you want to go. And if people do not support your business, friends or family doesn't make purchases, you can't take it personal. Just try to focus more on getting your products to the people that want to wear your products, that believe in your brand, and that support you.
Hi, my question was, were there any hardships you think you faced at the beginning when you were first opening up your business, like struggles?
Not so much hardships in the beginning, but during COVID-19, that was a really big hit for businesses like myself because no one knew how long this pandemic was going to be. And so right away, people were saving their money. No one was really shopping during such a huge crisis. So I had to pivot in my business and just do the research and say, hey, more people, they may not spend money, but they're online. And so during that time, I created a YouTube business page where I started talking more because everyone was on YouTube, spending more time at home. That gained traction back to my brand. I put out more posts. Everyone was on their phone during the pandemic. As you guys know, school was closed for a little bit of time. So I really used that time to redirect my customers from in person to getting them to visit the website.
Okay, thank you. And also just another quick question, do you think that you would ever expand your business to other products, maybe like in cosmetics and things like that?
Yeah, it's definitely in the works. When I first started 10 years ago, I had a small display case in a storefront, which only sold about 3 pairs of sunglasses, 5 or 6 bracelets, and some earrings. So since then, I've expanded to, I have about 12 pages on my website just for sunglasses and eyewear. We sell scarves. We also sell hats, jackets now, and a lot of our pieces are unisex. The last thing we expanded to was to drinkware. We have mugs that are custom designed by myself. That's also for sale.
Is glasses your most consumed product?
The sunglasses, you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Right now, our most popular product is our fabulous fedora. We made a post on TikTok, and for my business, maybe it's not viral for you guys know, but we have about 23,000 likes and comments on a video that we showed Monday through Friday. My model switching up the different color fedoras and styling them with her outfits. When this TikTok went viral, we sold about 72 hats in about 3 days.
Did it take long for your like business to gain traction?
I think 10 years ago, well, I know 10 years ago, social media wasn't as it is today. But I was on social media from the beginning of the TikToks and the Twitters and things like that. But I would say now, maybe the last 4 years has been the busiest as opposed to starting because social media, again, back then wasn't, a lot of people were skeptical on shopping on websites that they really didn't know too much about. Now it's more common for people to visit and shop websites that they're just hearing about.
And those,
Oh, sorry.
and those times in the beginning where it was hard to like start up the business or you were feeling discouraged, like how'd you get through those moments?
Say that last part again.
Like, and when you felt discouraged about your business, like how'd you get through those moments?
Definitely support from Jasmine, support from friends that would help me. You know, sometimes Jasmine would help me pack up orders and things like that, and help me get those things out the door. Knowing that I have a daughter, I definitely wanted her to see her mother go through the good times and also the hard times, the times where I may not get orders, or the times where you do get orders. So I think it's very important for any business owners to show that not every day is 100%. Not every day you get orders. Sometimes I'll have 300 visitors on my website in a day and I may not have any sales. And then the next day I might have 3 visitors and have 3 sales, which means every person that visited became a new customer. So I definitely deal with it by affirmations, being positive, have support groups of other friends that I network with that have businesses. It's always good to have people around you who also are business minded or like minded, that you can help each other and push each other, when you see that you might be sad or down about certain things that happen.
I was just wondering if you could say like Jasmine was any inspiration to any of your products.
I did have, I still have a children's collection right now. There isn't any updated products, but I definitely started a children's collection a few years ago. And I'm trying to get her on board with doing some teen TikToks and stuff for me, but with school, she really isn't able to help me right now. So I do have a friend that models my products, but I would love to have her more involved in the business when she wants to. It's never my goal to force her into the business. I think naturally she has a business mindset from me, her grandparents. All of my siblings have their own businesses and companies, and so she comes from a family that we're all entrepreneurs. So as far as the business side of it, just having, like, when I added the children's collection, I definitely gave her all the items that I sold for that. But hopefully in the future she'll come on board and help out more with helping me pick out some pieces that girls your age will like to wear.
One day.
I know you talked a little bit about marketing, and it's something that a lot of businesses struggle with. So do you have any tips that you would advise other businesses to follow?
Yeah, definitely for marketing, I would say email marketing and text messaging marketing has been the most profitable as of late. As you know, you guys are always on your phone. So if you sign up for text message marketing, say on my website, you'll save like 10% on your first offer. Having that person sign up for your text messaging offer, they'll also have a quicker response at receiving straight to their phone if I have like a flash sale or I'm making an announcement for a new arrival. And so those alerts can then turn into new customers. Email marketing is the second highest because, again, as you know, if you sign up for emails, for the companies you like, you'll see a Fashion Nova, pretty little thing. They'll send about 10 to 20 emails a day. A business like mine, I don't need to send out that much, but they do this because they want you to keep engaging in their brands. They want to send you a birthday coupon. They want to have a flash sale, Cyber Monday. Macy's sends out sales every single Wednesday since they've been started. So definitely having email and SMS marketing is important, and also trying to have that automated.
What goals do you have in the future for your business?
So for 2023, March, again, will be 10 years in business. I hope to have a launch around that time, working on a couple of things where I want to branch off into some accessories that are more custom. I have a couple of custom pieces right now, but I'm working with some designers that'll exclusively make products for the company. So that'll be new, and it'll still be an affordable price range. I'm also working on satin pieces, robes, and loungewear also, which is getting produced in the U.S. So just working on growing loungewear collection and some of our custom jewelry collection.
Any questions?
Miss Angela, do you have any questions?
They went off script for a while too, right?
Like, great questions.
Okay, so is that all, everyone? Okay, so thank you for coming onto our podcast. We love the inspiration that all of us have gotten from your presence and everything else. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
Okay.